So if I talk about the challenges, I will say again summarize these three things. Number one, awareness of the top management. Number two, capacity cap of the mid-level management. And number three is the transparency and authenticity of data.
So we are hopeful that this ESG will be mainstream and Bangladesh will remain a attractive sourcing destination, and this sector will be competitive and resilient for the future.
When I started my journey with Team Group, because we didn't, before that, Team Group didn't have any sustainability department.
A warm welcome to today's episode of the ESG Dialogues, and it's titled Driving Impact Through Sustainability Reporting. So, আজকের যে ওয়েবিনারে যারা আমাদের সাথে আছেন, we have three guests, and we want to ask them and we want to learn the entire journey that happens across coming up with policies regarding sustainability and what goes and the effort that goes into preparing a sustainability report, and how different companies are actually helping prepare that sustainability report alongside the actual sustainability team itself. Right. So today we're honored to have with us three distinguished speakers who will each represent a critical link in the sustainability ecosystem or the ESG ecosystem of Bangladesh. So we have with us Mr. Monower Hossain, who is the group head of sustainability at Team Group. তার কাছে আমরা শুনবো যে কিছু রিয়েল লাইফ এক্সপিরিয়েন্স যেটা হচ্ছে সাস্টেইনেবিলিটি রিপোর্ট integrate করার জন্য হেল্প করে, since Team Group is one of the leading RMGs here in the country. We'll hear from Mr. Mushfiqur Rabbi, who's the lead of ESG and sustainability services at SGS Bangladesh, so who is one of the consulting partners to support factories in preparing the sustainability report. And we'll also be hearing from Mr. Tawhidul Islam, who is a senior manager of the progress report at Swisscontact Bangladesh, who helps bring in the development perspective and who leads the progress project, which is one of the leading projects which actually helps integrate sustainability reporting into companies who are just starting the journey. So thank you so much, all of you, for being with us today. And we will actually want to start with Mr. Monower. So Monower bhai, প্রথমে একটু আপনাকে একটা ছোট প্রশ্ন দিয়ে একটু আপনাদের সাথে একটু গল্পটা করতে চাই কয়েক মিনিটের, যে what has been Team Group's journey with sustainability reporting?
So Team Group, as long as Team Group is concerned, I think the sustainability journey at Team Group started when I started my journey with Team Group, because we didn't, before that, Team Group didn't have any sustainability department. So we comes from 2023 March, and the first thing that I did is I tried to develop vision and value for sustainability, and build on that. I develop a framework on sustainability, and build on the framework, I develop a strategic sustainability vision for Team Group looking into 2030. Why 2030? Because 2030 is the last year of SDG, and from 2029 we will no more be eligible for EBA from European Union. We'll be graduating to MIC, so all our preferential trade benefits will be eroded by then. So altogether a new reality will be started from 2030 onward. So on top of that, the first thing that I think that I will have to go for sustainability reporting, build on the strategy that I have made, because it will act as a diagnostic approach to measure our status quo in the area of sustainability, and also help us to find the gap in terms of where we are and where we want to go. So start doing the report based on the GRI, and we did the reporting, and we also communicated with all the concerned stakeholder. We did the stakeholder consultation to identify our materiality, and then we started build on that frame of sustainability reporting. So to me, that sustainability report is the imperative of sustainability reporting is not just to doing the report, but also doing it knowingly, and also communicate this with the right sort of stakeholder, and also measuring the status quo and also measuring the gap in the area of sustainability, be it the business sustainability, environmental, or social front. So that's it.
All
Start.
right. Thank you so much, Monower bhai. If I can ask very specifically, whatever you can share with us, is sustainability report. After doing the sustainability report, and obviously there's a lot of work that goes behind it, right? Which you need to kind of get all your departments together. You have to do a materiality assessment of you and your suppliers, the energy efficiency assessment, and all of these other things. So, can you share a few numbers with us or a few instances which it helped you economically or brought you new clients or helped you in some way, some tangible way, this entire journey of preparing the sustainability report?
So, in terms of when I started preparing the report, none of the department was aware of it. The major blow was like collecting the data and letting all the department heads understand what it is. So I think that was the most toughest decision. When I goes to the brands that we work with, I think that was the easiest thing because brands were like very welcoming about it because they're like, oh, now finally we have someone who will giving us all the ESG data that we need, and also suppliers also part of the value chain of those global brands. So they were also not very difficult for me to get the data. So we open up the report in a hotel in the city. So invited the then BGMA president, Mr. Farooq Hassan, uh, banks, whoever doing banking with us from HSBC to Citibank, our suppliers, our all strategic brands. So everyone was together, even news channels and our development partners, the Swisscontact country, then Dadin country director was also there. Um, so it was kind of event where everybody, all stakeholder, very warmly, engaged with us. So then we open up the report. I gave a presentation about with the key salient feature of the report, and then we unveiled the report. We shared the report, which was published in a FSC paper, should be sustainable paper, and also we gave the QR code. And then the news channel they also published it, and many of our stakeholders from HSBC Bank, from Citibank, they were calling me, Monower bhai, you got it, and thank you for doing it. And after that, what happened is like whenever we have any business meeting with any of our brands or any of the business onboarding meeting, even if anybody coming from our financiers, our partners, the first thing that we do, we give a copy of the sustainability report, and then the impression changes like, oh, you're doing sustainability report based on GRI. That's amazing. And so that creates a trust, that creates a transparency, that creates a brand. And I think that is the magic of it.
Right. And thanks for pointing out because Arekta, I think, a major advantage which people don't often talk about, because most people talk about, okay, we are publishing a report, and that builds trust, that brings us brands. But one of the core things that you clearly pointed out to us is it's data centralization, right? Because all the departments now have access to all the data in one point, one single department, one single circle, I must say. So everything that they need, it saves time, it saves countless hours, it saves a lot of data, it saves a lot of process. All right. So thank you so much, Monower bhai. I'll come back to you on this. I would actually want to ask Mushfiqur Rabbi bhai to kind of interject and answer a few questions for us regarding this entire journey, because I think SGS is a partner providing this sustainability reporting to a lot of companies such as Team Group, a lot of companies around the country. So, Mushfiqur bhai, what are the common challenges which factories around the countries face when they start their sustainability reporting journey?
If I talk about the challenges, it can be divided in three very significant sections. Number one, there are very few organizations in Bangladesh that are as forward thinking as a Team Group or a Monower, because most of the owners of our country still think of ESG or sustainability as another burden to their compliance. They think of it as another part of investment they need to do to impress their customers or their buyers. So the first layer of challenge that we face is from the management perspective, because we need to convince them and we need to make them aware how this is not just limited to compliance, but it also ensures a business growth in the future for them. Thus, coming to the second part, the sometimes we found that the management is quite forward thinking and they want to work with those issues, but coming to the mid management, the gap in knowledge, or as you can say, the capacity of the people to work with ESG and sustainability is the working knowledge is very poor. So what happens? This GRI or CSRD or ESRS or any standard you talk to them, first impression from their side is they feel scared and they take a step back from it, because service providers like us who are we are actually responsible to work with this industry and make them comfortable with these issues, rather than sometimes we actually scare them away from the standards. We represent these things to them in such a way that this is very difficult and it will be hard for them to do it by themselves, which is not actually true. Lastly, and most importantly, the data gaps. Most of the time, after doing the materiality assessment, when we're communicating with the factories about the material topics and we talk to them about the data points they need to share with us, we number one, we feel them, we see them that they are feeling some sort of hesitant to share all the data, because they are not comfortable with sharing the data because they do not have complete faith in the data. And secondly, most of the time what you see that they do not actually monitor those data at all. So if I talk about the challenges, I will say again summarize these three things. Number one, awareness of the top management. Number two, capacity cap of the mid-level management. And number three is the transparency and authenticity of data. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much. I think that's very briefly. I mean, you summarized it very nicely for us, because one of the things I think that progress does is, building capacity and address a lot of these problems that you just mentioned through partners such as yourself, such as SGS. So over here, I'll come back to you and ask you a couple more questions, but I would actually like to, at this part, add Mr. Tawhidul. So Mr. Tawhidul from Swisscontact Bangladesh, and he's a senior manager of Progress Project. So Mr. Tawhid Bhai, I mean, why did Swisscontact prioritize sustainability reporting through Progress? What was the reason that this particular aspect of sustainability was a priority for Swisscontact?
When we start the project, our target was actually to prepare this sector for the green transition. And while doing so, we figured out that in this whole sustainability reporting space, there today representation from the advisory service market and also from factory Monower Bhai is there. This advisory service market and the factories, we can play a facilitative role, so that because as Swisscontact as a whole believes that any type of constraints, be it a global constraint or a problem we face in our day-to-day life, should have an economically viable solution. So from that perspective, when we come and see this problem, we saw that, and lots of the thing is actually pointed out by Monower Bhai, that factories do the initiatives, they do these sort of green activities, but the problem is a clear plan or a clear roadmap is missing. That's one thing, and another is uh, the problem of communicating. So one best form of communicating is if we can capacitate them with the sustainability reporting. They have their baseline, they have their energy audit and materiality assessment, and how they can do it. They can do it of taking help from the advisory market. So this facilitation, then we did, and we figured out that this sustainability reporting can be a very and it's also effective for positioning the factories and making them attractive towards the international buyers as well. So from that very perspective, we focused on this sustainability reporting from the project.
Can you shed
Yeah.
some light in how progress report is helping them address internal capacity building in other regards relevant to other than just providing access to sustainability reporting?
Sustainability reporting is actually one of the many initiatives that at this point we are doing, because our major goal is to make these RMG factories competitive and resilient, and so that they can continue to thrive actually in the future. Besides sustainability reporting and besides this kind of buyer compliance, also the places where the project is working is to make these factories more productive, more one of the another important component is more resource efficient. As part of the productivity, it also comes that the resource efficiency, uh, generating more products in a comparatively less amount of time, so that they can reduce actually less energy at the end of the day. So that's another initiative. Also, another part is the local capacity development. For example, now in the advisory market, majority of the players have that international expertise. In Bangladesh, the whole in the whole sustainability reporting, the local capacity is not that much developed. So we're developing the capacity of this local market as well. And another important thing for the factories is through this energy efficient initiatives, uh, as we all know that RMG sector is also kind of a polluter in our country. So these energy efficient initiatives also is helping this industry to take green initiatives, and that is also helping our environment as well. It's not only helping them or helping the factories to get more orders or to be more compliant to the international buyers. It's also helping our environment and kind of uh, comply with the regulations that are also provided by the Department of Environment and other spaces. So this is one of the success and one of the positive side of this sustainability reporting as well.
Right. So thank you so much, Bhair. I'll come back to you for a concluding question, but let me just go back all the way back to Mr. Monwar. How far along are you in terms of achieving that? And what is your advice? What is your concluding advice to companies who are struggling to just start their sustainability journey and head towards net zero?
I think for us, the sort of brand that we are doing business with are of the top tier brands, and those have a strong alignment with our vision and mission. So after seeing our strategy, they come with us, and when they come with us, they started for all these datas. I mean LCA or even SBTI. So it's kind of a positive momentum that has been created. So it could have been a vicious cycle whereby you are catering to low-end brands, not having any strategy, not being able to catering to better brands, and so slowly dying. And then looking into data, I mean, 2013, there were like 6,000 factories in Bangladesh. Now it has reduced to 2,000. But export has gone up 40 billion, which was 21 billion. So meaning is more, factories who are doing good, they are getting bigger, and who are not complying this, who are not being tricky about it, who are not being mindful about the non-economic value proposition of the product that they're making, they will be slowly but surely will be out of the business. So it's no more just about doing things which is good to have. It's kind of a must to have situation that we're moving towards. And sustainability is the next big thing for RMG in Bangladesh if we are to reach to our strategic business growth target of reaching 100 billion. So that additional value will not come in terms of similar number of product. That will be more value driven, and that value, at least 20 to 30% of those value will be created from the ESG stories of Bangladesh RMG industry.
Fantastic. And may we continue to grow as a leader in terms of ESG across the world. So let me go over to Mr. Mushfiqur in this regard. How do you plan on making ESG services or sustainability services more self-sustaining and more market-driven?
Thank you. Thank you so much. A very nice question. First of all, in this very section, I'd like to thank Swisscontact because they have been a very big catalyst with this progress project in this section. Through their funding and through their times and efforts, we have been able to give them the people the very uh, time, I should say, a very niche product right now that they need for their sustainability of business. Now, coming to the point of what we can do is yes, we are mainly focused on advisory services and assurances. So reporting, the faster we can make these factories learn how to write the reports, the easier our life will become, because we are more focused on assurance services and advisory, so auditing and all. And in terms of factory capacity building, uh, it has its challenges, but at the end of the day, when the factory is learning and through the guidelines of us, what we do actually, we create a full team in each factory consisting of members from each of the departments and give them very specific job required, which is embedded with their regular day-to-day activities. And as soon as they learn how to collect the data, we give them the responsibility and give them the knowledge how to narrate this data into stories. So that is done. Converting data into stories is the ESG report. And there is one responsible person who actually converts the full report into what it is right now. And as SGS, we are mainly focused on right now is the strategic development of sustainability for each industry or each of the factories that we work with. Last year, we worked with 5 factories. This year, already 13 factories are in our pipeline. The main focus of us is to work with their top management to embed this ESG strategy into their business strategy. Until and unless this is not going to sustain, this will become another redundant issue by them, and in the long run, they are not going to be very successful in the business. As Monower correctly said, that this has become another mandatory issues that organizations must follow if they want to do their business in the long run. So I would say our main focus is right now is to have them have this ESG strategy embedded in their business strategy. So that will be the answer. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much. And Tawhid bhai, over to you for a concluding remark, because particularly we've heard that leading factories are taking it upon themselves as one of their core responsibilities to kind of implement sustainability reporting within their framework. We have companies who work with you, who work with different factories who are providing and thinking about, okay, how do you build capacity so that it runs? Sustainability reporting becomes something that the companies can do on their own. And I'm pretty sure you share the same vision as well. So what is your vision for making ESG mainstream in Bangladesh?
Thank you. The vision actually, how we see is Bangladesh should remain a very attractive sourcing destination for this whole global market. And actually, for that, what we need is uh, to comply with this environmental and social compliances. The technologies need to be affordable. The technologies should be available and accessible to these RMG factories and across the supply chain, as well as the local capacity should be developed so that whenever a factory needs any sort of technological support or any sort of advisory support, the market is ready for that. So if we can do it, because now when we talk about these R&D factories, we're talking about 3,000 factories, and for these 3,000 factories, still the ESG market is very, it's actually from 0 to 10, we are percent actually the coverage is now. For if we see the coverage, so it's not still a ready to scale solution. So we need to take this whole uh, environmental and social solutions to those level. And I think if together this advisory market, with the support from our development partners, like Progress is supported by the Embassy of Sweden and Switzerland. So other development partners, private sectors, they will also chip in. The support markets are also there. The factories will also share more investment in the future. So we are hopeful that this ESG will be mainstreamed and Bangladesh will remain a attractive sourcing destination, and this sector will be competitive and resilient for the future.
So thank you all for joining with us today. Thank you all for your time. So in conclusion, as Bangladesh continues to face increasing amount of pressure across export industries and across different continents and across borders to demonstrate our ESG and sustainability commitment, it is prime time that we must act. All of the companies must join hands and work in ESG and sustainability. So I encourage all our corporate participants to take advantage of the tools, of the learning, and of the case studies that are offered through these companies and which will be offered at the ESG Bootcamp on the 25th, 26th, and 27th of July, where we will have Mr. Monower with us teaching the FMCG track. We will have Swisscontact teaching about the findings of progress and also about how to handle your sustainability reporting and the data from your sustainability reporting very efficiently. And we'll have other service providers such as SGS and other companies, other distinguished experts all around the country joining with us. So thank you again for joining us, and let's continue driving impact through sustainability.